The Indianapolis Colts have flipped the script on the entire AFC. Nobody saw this version of the Colts coming. A team that was written off as a rebuild project now looks like the most complete machine in the conference. Every Sunday, they play with a mix of calm and chaos that leaves opponents guessing what version of them they are facing. 5 wins in 6 games have turned whispers into warning shots across the league. What started as a quiet preseason experiment has turned into a statement that the Colts are not waiting for the future. They are taking it right now. Something has shifted inside this locker room. The offense looks faster, sharper, and far more confident than anyone expected. Quentin Nelson is moving like his rookie self again. Jonathan Taylor looks unstoppable. And the entire line is clearing lanes like it's 2021 all over again. Shane Steichen has built an offense that doesn't just score points, it wears teams down. The rhythm is brutal, the balance is precise, and every drive feels like a test of will. What nobody's talking about is how this transformation started with a decision that most fans didn't even like at first. That decision was about the quarterback, a name that made people doubt, argue, and predict failure. Yet here we are, halfway through October, and that same quarterback has turned Indianapolis into a contender. The real question is, how did Daniel Jones go from forgotten starter to the calmest player on the field? The answer lies deeper than stats or headlines, and what's happening behind the scenes might be the biggest story in football right now. But before we jump into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Colts and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 250 likes on this video. Shane Steichen has tuned this attack like a precision engine that starts fast and keeps pressing. Early motion and quick shifts stress rules before the snap. Then the call hits with timing that punishes hesitation. The left side has become a runway with Quentin Nelson leading pulls and center Tanner Bortolini locking angles, which is why edge contain keeps cracking late in drives. The motto is simple to hear and brutal to face. Pass to score, run to finish. Defenses see it coming and still feel it land. Protection tells you how well the plan fits the players. Through 6 games, the Colts have allowed 5 sacks, and Daniel Jones owns the league's lowest pressure to sack rate because the ball is out on time and to the right place. The script leans on play action, RPO looks, and quick rhythm throws that turn into body shots when Jonathan Taylor flares or screens into space. Tyler Warren often gets the first read on the opening series to force safeties to widen, and that attention has powered a red zone surge with 10 straight touchdowns across the last 2 weeks. But here is the twist that makes this offense feel different. The scheme is sharp, the line is humming, the run game is mean, yet the calm center of it all is the quarterback who changed the temperature of the huddle. How did Daniel Jones become the steady pilot of a system built on speed and control at the same time? That story starts now. Daniel Jones is playing like the quarterback the league did not see coming. In Week 1 at Miami, he attacked cover 2 with fearless timing, sliding a hole shot past the corner and freezing the safety with his eyes before rifling a 27-yard touchdown to Michael Pittman Jr. Since then, the tape shows the same poise over and over, smooth drops, quiet feet, and a ball that arrives where only his guy can touch it. The shocking part is how routine it looks now, like he flipped a switch and never looked back. What nobody is talking about is the craft behind it. Jones has leaned into timing throws, fast resets, and pocket slides that turn chaos into clean windows. He changes protections, uses cadence to steal tells, and lives with smart throwaways instead of risky heat checks. Steichen trims the red, Jones trims the mistake, and the huddle trusts the next snap. It feels less like a hot streak and more like a veteran finding total control of his toolbox. But here's the twist that connects everything. Every calm read needs a target who can win the leverage battle right now. Indianapolis found that answer in a rookie tight end who blocks like a lineman and uncovers like a receiver. Tyler Warren has become the outlet that turns good decisions into great drives, and his rise is changing how defenses line up. The next chapter is his, and it explains why this offense keeps getting harder to defend. Tyler Warren changed the feel of this offense without loud headlines. He lines up in tight, shifts to the slot, then sells run and slips past linebackers who just felt his hands in the last snap. He seals edges on one play, then snaps up the seam on the next, and that mix forces safeties to think instead of attack. The result is simple. Daniel Jones always has a strong answer when the pocket tightens. His value shows up most in winning downs. On 3rd and short, he sets an edge and frees Jonathan Taylor to finish drives. On play action, he owns the middle grass, shows late hands, and turns a safe throw into a fresh set of chains. He does the small things that change big moments, chips a rusher, reroutes a defender, then becomes a target right as Jones resets his feet. You can feel trust building snap by snap. Defenses now start the week asking how to handle the tight end who hits like a lineman and separates like a wideout. Shade down and the ball goes outside, sit high, and Jones takes the easy knife through the hash marks. That stress does not end when the offense leaves the field, because the same physical tone shows up on defense. Lou Anarumo has a plan that turns disguise into disruption, and the blueprint behind that wall is next. The Indianapolis Colts win with confusion on defense. Lou Anarumo shows one picture before the snap and forces a different truth after the snap. Safeties creep, linebackers drift, corners press, then everything flips the moment the ball moves. Offenses think they see a window and find a crowd instead. That is the hook of this unit. Make the read hard, make the throw late, make the hit loud. Up front, the message is simple. Win the line and the rest follows. DeForest Buckner controls gaps with power and length. Grover Stewart closes space so fast that runs die before they breathe. Edge Laiatu Latu brings energy with bend and a quick first step that tilts tackles off balance. Anarumo mixes creepers, simulated heat, and drop 8 looks to keep quarterbacks second guessing. One snap they rush 4 and close the pocket from inside. The next snap, a nickel comes free while a defensive end falls under the slant. Nothing looks the same twice, and that is the point. The stress this creates is real, but the staff knows there is one move that could push this from tricky to terrifying. Add one more closer for 3rd downs or a long corner who thrives in tight coverage, and the whole picture sharpens. The building has heard the names, and the league has too. If the right trade hits, this defense goes from hard to plan for to a weekly problem. The search for that missing piece starts now. Inside league circles, the Colts have become the team everyone is watching before the deadline. Winning early has changed their position from sellers to silent hunters, and the front office knows a single addition could tilt the playoff map. The roster is balanced, yet one more weapon in the pass rush or secondary could turn a solid defense into a closing force. What's happening behind closed doors feels less like panic and more like quiet planning for January. The most discussed name is Trey Hendrickson, the veteran rusher who thrives in chaos. His contract situation in Cincinnati keeps the door open, and pairing him with DeForest Buckner and Laiatu Latu would turn 3rd downs into guaranteed pressure. Another name floating around is Reek Woolen, the long corner from Seattle whose range fits perfectly with Lou Anarumo's disguise-heavy coverage. Neither move is confirmed, but both fit the exact mold of what Indianapolis wants to become: fast, physical, and unpredictable. The curiosity now is timing. Will the Colts strike while their momentum is peaking, or wait until another team forces their hand? Each win gives them leverage, but every injury reminds them how thin the line between contender and survivor really is. The front office is weighing risk against potential history, and as those decisions unfold, all eyes shift to the next measuring stick on the schedule: a trip to face Justin Herbert and the Chargers. The matchup with the Chargers feels like the Colts' truth test. Justin Herbert brings speed and fireworks, while Indianapolis aims to win through control and physicality. Everything hinges on pace and protection. Daniel Jones must stay clean against Khalil Mack. The line must open lanes for Jonathan Taylor, and Tyler Warren can punish coverage when play action bites. If Lou Anarumo's front led by Laiatu Latu and DeForest Buckner owns the pocket, the Colts can dictate the rhythm instead of chasing it. Win the trenches, keep the tempo, and this road game becomes more than another week on the schedule. It becomes the moment Indianapolis proves its surge is real. Now the stakes widen. January will demand another level, and that is where the curiosity lives. If a timely addition arrives, if the red zone heater stays hot, if Jones keeps stacking poised games, this team becomes the opponent nobody wants. The next chapter moves from how they shock the conference to how they sustain it. And that path begins with the deeper dive into how this offense keeps growing teeth week after week.